Hi Mel, this is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com. I'm listening to a speaking practice test you sent me earlier today, and I apologize I could not meet you for our Zoom meeting this morning. I had to go out of town over the weekend here, so we'll catch up next week. Meanwhile, I'm going to listen to a speaking practice test that you sent me. I think this is integrated speaking, right? So I have the rubrics here, and I have your practice test right
The
here. Here we
lecture
go.
is about how trees could survive for a long period of time despite environmental problem. The
Okay.
professor in the lecture explained how trees are capable of that by explaining that they are
Capable of that, or capable of that type of adaptation, maybe? So he explains how they're capable of that adaptation, blah, blah, blah. So maybe use the word adaptation and not just the word that. So you want to show that you have some strong vocabulary.
they have special kind of adaptations in order to survive. The first one given by the professor is special kind of adaptations in order explain how trees are capable of that by explaining that they have special kind of adaptations in
Okay.
order to survive. The
All right.
first one given by the professor is the faculty to release chemicals in order to prevent the damages caused by insects. He
Okay.
gives the example of red-broad trees, which are capable to limit damages caused by insects and making them less vulnerable by releasing
Less vulnerable. You didn't quite pronounce that word clearly.
chemicals. The second adaptation, kind of adaptation given by the professor, is the
You might say, secondly, trees, blah, blah, blah. The professor explains, blah, blah, blah. So instead of saying given by the professor, you need a variety of different kinds of voice markers that you can use to help acknowledge other people's ideas.
complete root system. He explains
Go over to my website, go to TOEFL reporting verbs at Better TOEFL Scores, and you can get some ideas on different kinds of things you can do when you're acknowledging other people's
that many
ideas.
roots are going in all directions and holding themselves with other roots trees even 100 feet afar. He gives again the example of redbud trees.
This is where you're a little bit limited. I don't think you could fully explain that idea, what you just tried to say about the roots. So there's something that you're leaving out there. So I'm not getting the full picture.
Capable of creating an underground network in a circular way, making them
Okay.
more strong against nature's damages.
Okay. So my guess is when I go over to the rubrics here, I think that you had some limitations with your vocabulary and your grammar, where it says here, somewhat limited in the range of structures used. I feel that you could not fully explain all the ideas in a complete, accurate manner. Uh, and also, maybe you had some incompleteness, inaccuracy, or lack of specificity with respect to content. I think that's a topic development area you're having trouble with, and maybe some minor difficulties with pronunciation. Okay, let me listen to it one more time. I'll give you a final score. So I'm guessing right now maybe 22 to 24 points out of 30 on this practice test.
The lecture is about how trees could survive for a long period of time despite environmental problem. The professor in the lecture explained how trees are capable of that by explaining that they have special kind of adaptations in order to survive. The first one given by the professor is the faculty to release
How about that special kind of survival adaptations? And then you have to say that are needed to survive. You can get rid of that dependent clause at the
chemicals
end.
in order to prevent the damages caused by insects. He gives the
The damage, I was going to do the whole thing without pausing, but let me listen.
damages caused by insects.
The damage caused by insects. So in that case, you want to use the past participle form of the verb there because it has passive meaning, not causing. So the damage that is caused by insects. So the damage caused by insects.
He gives the example of red-broad trees,
Okay.
which are capable to limit damages caused by insects and making them less vulnerable by releasing chemicals. The second adaptation, kind of adaptation given by the professor, is the complete root system. He explains that many roots are going in all directions and holding themselves with all the roots trees even 100 feet afar. He gives again the example of redbud trees capable of creating an underground network in a circular way, making them more strong against nature's damages.
Yeah, I think my initial assessment is probably pretty accurate. I'm going to say 22 to 24 points because of some minor problems with language use, uh, delivery, and also topic development.